Another day, another injury crisis at Real Madrid. I mean, it just seems like after every game, we're here talking about which player was injured. It feels like now when we watch games, forget the result of the match. We're just hoping that nobody else gets injured. We are Injury FC, Medical Room FC. This is actually ridiculous. It's bad enough that we just got our ass whipped by Liverpool, but now I'm seeing reports that Camavinga will be out for 2 to 3 weeks. What is actually going on here? And the thing is, we don't have a DM right now. Tchouaméni is still out, and Camavinga, who was filling in for him, is now going to be out. So what are we going to do? I know that Lucas Vazquez just came back. He's now fit. So I guess we're going to move Valverde now from right back to DM. Because what other option do we have? It's either between Valverde or Luka Modric. And I'd rather play Valverde in that deeper position. But it's just actually crazy, man. And the thing is, Camavinga has suffered the same exact injury that Vinicius has. And we already know that Camavinga was dealing with injury problems earlier in this season, right? He got hurt before the UEFA Super Cup. He missed damn near like a month and a half. He came back, and he's been playing well since he's returned. And against Liverpool, even though they killed us, he was the only midfielder that I think actually had a good game before he had to get subbed off. And the thing is, when he got subbed off, right, we all knew that it was an injury thing, but I was hoping that we brought him off as more of a precaution because we know that we don't really have anybody else that can play the DM role as good as he can. So I was hoping that Carlo was like, you know what, let's not risk it. But it does, in fact, turn out that he is done for 2 to 3 weeks. And we got some big games coming up. We got to play Atalanta soon. You got to play Bilbao. You got to play Girona, right? There's so many big teams and good teams that we're going to have to go against, and we're not going to have a lot of our main players. But I just think we are cursed. Madrid this season are going through an injury crisis. There is no way that you can explain the amount of injuries that we've had over the last 18 months. It's actually crazy. Now, as far as what Carlo Ancelotti is going to do, right? You got to get creative now. We're going to have to see Dani Ceballos get more minutes. You guys know, I don't like Dani Ceballos like that. But we have no choice but to utilize him more. You got to now move Fede Valverde around. Fede Valverde, I'm going to be real, chat. Aside from Vinicius and Courtois, I think Valverde, he's right up there as being one of our most important players. This guy is so durable. He plays the most minutes in world football for club and country. He's playing 90 minutes week in, week out. And you can play him anywhere, and he'll give a good performance. If you need Valverde to play in the midfield, he's there. Right wing, he's there. Right back, he's also there. If you need him to score, a screamer, he's there. If you need a free kick goal, Valverde is there. So I hope that Valverde is getting ready to play DM because that's exactly what's going to happen. But I mean, my goodness me. Like every day I wake up and I check my phone, I'm nervous that I'm going to see a report about a player being out injured. Like it's ridiculous. And it doesn't help that the board did not properly rejuvenate the squad in the summer window. So, yes, injuries are a part of the game. You have to prepare for injuries. That's why it's important to have a strong squad. Our squad is very thin. Look at that bench that we had against Liverpool. Because of all the injuries, that bench was ass. Why? Because in the summer, Florentino Perez and the board thought that it just made sense to sign Mbappe on a free. Toni Kroos retired. Where was his replacement? Nacho went to Saudi. Where was the center back signing? So yeah, now we have to go to the bottom of the barrel and we have to hope that we can come out on the other side without any more injuries. And the thing is, we will get more injuries. We're only in November. We still got about like 5-6 months left of this season. You don't think more players will get injured? If we do not spend money in the January window, we are cooked. You might as well just write this season off. You see that the levels that we're supposed to be at, we're nowhere near there. Now, coming out of the Liverpool game as well, right? There's some other players, 3 more important players that are possibly dealing with knocks. Mbappe, Jude, and Brahim, they're all going to undergo medical tests. And I don't even know what injuries they're possibly dealing with. We'll find out very soon. But what are you going to do if Mbappe, Jude, and Brahim and Camavinga are all hypothetically out? Alongside Vinicius, right? No David Alaba, no Militao, no Danny Carvajal. What are we going to do? I didn't even notice these 3 players pick up a knock. And I know that people might celebrate this and say, well, at least Mbappe won't be playing games. And I know that he's struggling, but you still can't be happy that somebody's injured. Because even though I've been getting on to him, I've been very critical, I still do believe that he can turn it around, right? Mbappe is a player that's top 10 in Champions League goal scoring history. This guy scored a hat trick in the World Cup final. This guy won the World Cup while being one of the best players at 18 years old. So if there's any player that I think has credit in the bank to turn his situation around, that has the mentality to do it, it's Mbappe. But if he's going to be injured, then that's going to just delay him improving. Jude, very important player. He also was already injured earlier in the season. He got injured after the Mallorca game, the first game of the season. After that, Jude was out. He's a very good player. I think Jude's one of the best 8s in the world. A lot of people seem to get onto him a lot. A lot of people seem to only want to rate Jude based off if he's getting a goal or assist. And I'm like, since when do we rate 8s strictly off of GA? Jude's overall game is amazing. He's everywhere. Workhorse, crashing the box, involved in build-up, involved in defensive duties. But Mbappe and Jude yesterday against Liverpool were awful. They got cooked against Liverpool. Mbappe dropped arguably the worst performance all season. And what's so crazy is Mbappe had sole control of that left wing, the position that everybody tells me we must move Vinicius out of to get Mbappe to play better. Well, that conversation died after that disaster class that Mbappe had yesterday. He just needs to find his confidence. And as I told you guys, throughout this entire season, right? Mbappe playing as a striker is not the problem. The issue that he has is the confidence. He's not confident. Because it doesn't matter. He's putting himself in good scoring positions. He's just not able to finish. Now, yesterday, he got locked up by Connor Bradley. He did. Connor Bradley had him in his pocket. But again, I have to believe that Mbappe will turn it around. Because if he can't turn it around, then that would be crazy to me. And then they're also saying that Brahim Diaz is dealing with the slight knock as well. So, look, we got to figure out what the hell we're going to do. Because Brahim Diaz is also a very important player. And he is supposed to be starting games with all the injuries that we have, right? Brahim is one of our most impact subs. And I rate Brahim Diaz, right? I think he's very underrated, very good on the ball. He's good at creating. He takes his chances well. So, Mbappe, Jude, Brahim also dealing with knocks. Hopefully, it's not anything serious. But what we do know for sure is that Camavinga is out for 2 to 3 weeks because he suffered the exact same muscle injury that Vinicius has. Now, we got to talk about Pintus before I end this video because you guys know I've been very critical of Pintus. I've been somebody that's been saying maybe it's time for him to go. And I'm telling you, people must be watching this channel because there have been a lot of reports coming out recently that the club are very concerned about the injury crisis that Madrid are having, and people are starting to doubt Pintus. If Pintus is our fitness manager, and if our fitness is not up to par, then what does that tell you? And I know that he's been here for a long time, right? Pintus has been here through a lot of our successful years. He is rated as one of the better fitness coaches in the world. But, brother, what's been going on the last 24 months? Why have we been dealing with so many injuries, so many ACL injuries, so many muscle injuries? I think it's time to replace the backroom staff. Seriously, in terms of our medical department, the fitness staff. Get rid of them. Get rid. Because we're either cursed or what they're doing in training is not working, right? I know in the summertime, I was seeing so many Madrid stands, the accounts on Twitter, suck off Pintus and his training methods, right? I'm seeing the players talk about how hard Pintus pushes them. They're talking about, oh my gosh, Pintus is going to kill us. So it sounds like he got them boys running. He got them boys working very hard. And there's nothing wrong with that. But when we getting injured, damn near every single game, when every other business day, I'm waking up to a notification of another player being injured, yeah, I'm going to look at the fitness coach and ask, what the hell is going on? So yeah, I do believe that his job should be in trouble. It should be. The same way that if a manager is not winning games, his job is underneath threat. It should be the same case. If our fitness manager, right, cannot keep our players fit, then he should be losing his job. We cannot afford any more injuries. We are only in November. And the thing is, we will get more. That's just what happens. That's how football works. So, I just want to say, injuries are a part of the game, but it's the kind of injuries that we're suffering. We're suffering some major injuries, bro. Look at all the ACL injuries that have happened at Real Madrid the last 18 months. Look at how many players alone have done their ACL. Look at how many muscle injuries our players are getting. Who can I blame that on? Yes, Carlo Ancelotti does hold some smoke, right? Because, for example, with Vinicius against Leganes, right? Vinicius should have been subbed off. So that's on Carlo. But a lot of the other injuries, it's not only on Carlo Ancelotti. Yes, he can do a better job of rotating the squad. But again, the fitness manager has to hold smoke when there's fitness problems. But yeah, man, injury crisis is ongoing at Real Madrid. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Camavinga's out for 2 to 3 weeks, and there's a possibility that Jude, Mbappe, and Brahim will also be missing time. If we do not spend money in that January window, the season is over. Because we see that we're not at the levels required. We failed last summer, awful summer window, only bringing in Mbappe when we had so many holes. We are so imbalanced, bro. Shit is actually crazy. But get in the comment section, smash that like button, subscribe. I'm out.